By the summer of 2020, I was fat, broke, and covered in debt. I was also going through what was probably the strongest stage of burnout of my life. Now, in 2026, I am debt free. I have been through multiple product positions in tech and changed my physique to a degree I never thought I could. The things that helped me achieve this is what I wanted to share today. It was not with a secret formula or following the advice of any YouTube guru. It was more a combination of mindset, ideas, and tools coming from different areas of discipline and experience. And before we start, please make sure to subscribe or like this video at any moment if it connects with you. Now, if you're ready for this, let's get started. Stepping back to the beginning, between my late teens and early 20s, I was living what you may call the healthiest lifetime. Coming from the Dominican Republic, a rum and tobacco producing country, you can imagine that taking few drinks and more at my age was pretty normalized. We could sip a complete bottle of liquor in one evening with just a few beers, and that would honestly mean we were just getting started. Exercise was something unknown to me. It was something I only saw on the TV or whenever there was an important football match. That was also an excuse to drink more, smoke cigarettes, and eat junk food. It was intense. We could do this over and over again, including weekdays. I'm still amazed about how my body could manage this and still be functional to a certain degree of normality. So, back in 2015, I began to think about this. I began to feel as if there was something more beyond all of this. So, I wanted to travel, I wanted to live new experiences and sort of discover the world. So, I went to New York with a couple of friends. It was an intense trip, and the things we did on that trip I'm not planning to share on this video. But the point is that after this trip, after seeing new things, after meeting with new people, I thought that was it. I needed to leave my country and explore new experiences. I was under the impression that this was going to make me a better person, as if the environment I was at was going to define who I really was deep inside. So no further questions asked. I said to myself, let's do this. I took out a student loan and requested my visa. I thought Spain could do it for me. It is cheaper than New York and I am a native Spanish speaker. I also had a good friend who was willing to receive me, at least for the first few weeks. It made sense, so I went online and bought the earliest flight directly to Spain. At first, when I arrived, nothing changed much. Actually, I was doing the same things. I was staying till late, drinking the same or even more than in my country. I actually didn't know that in Spain you could drink to those levels. It had to be an international thing. So anyways, and coming back to the topic, as the days went by, I kind of started to enjoy the Spanish way, so I wanted to stay. I began applying to jobs, and it didn't take long before I got my first position in a startup. It was a travel tech company called Waynabox. Such a cool company with such good people. And even though I started as a graphic designer, it didn't take long before the team accepted me as their product designer. I owe so much to these people. That was my first product position ever. At the time, the company was growing really fast. The speed and expectations were really intense. And I found myself constantly doing new things and taking responsibility that was far beyond what I was used to at that stage of my career. At the same time, I was carrying many of the habits I had before coming into tech. I was staying till late, getting drunk, eating whatever, and not taking care of myself. That combination of a highly demanding environment, stress, and poor self-care slowly pushed me into a burnout. I slowly began to sink deeper, arriving to what was probably the worst mental and physical state of my life. I was weighing something around the 90 kilos and barely had any muscle definition. I wasn't feeling good with myself. My mental and physical health were on the line. I knew I had to do something, but I didn't know what to do. So I tried changing company. I went to another startup and now as a product manager. What I didn't know is that as a product manager, I was going to sink deeper into my hole. This was rock bottom for me. I had to stop working. I was broke. During my time off and for the first time, I began to take care of myself. I began to put my well-being on top of other things. I knew I couldn't handle another product position with my current mental state, so I had to fix it. The first thing I did was to explore mindfulness. I thought it was an interesting thing and it was sold to me as a good tool to manage stress. So I thought, why not? So I went online and found a mindfulness coach. I had a feeling that if I put the discipline in fixing my physique, other areas of my life were to follow. My work, my finances, my social life, my couple, and I think I was right. Among all this transition, something surprising started to happen, and it's that I began to ditch alcohol. It's like as I gained mental peace, my desire to drink, eat junk, and keep with bad habits just slowly disappeared. It was like if my anxiety levels were to an all-time minimum just by taking care of myself. At the same time, I was paying attention to my physical performance. I was running a bit and trying calisthenics. I couldn't afford a gym, so calisthenics was perfect. I could also do it outdoors. This slowly brought me to realize that doing any kind of physical activity on a hungover body was just not my kind of thing. So I naturally stopped to drink. At the same time, I began to lose weight. I began to see some muscle, feel more energetic, be kind of more sharp mentally. I sort of began to feel more positive about things in general. I began to sleep better and have less mood swings. It was like I felt more stable. One thing that caught my attention is that as I fixed my physique and I fixed my health, I began to be more curious about things. It was like I wanted to know how things work, how the world works from the deep inside. So I began to read a lot of books. I had a lot of questions. This also led me to have deeper conversations and build more meaningful relationships with people. And coming back to the topic, by the summer of 2023, I had for the first time arrived to the low teens of fat percentage. I was feeling confident and ready for anything ahead. During all this process, I also landed two senior product positions. And the funny thing is that I wasn't even putting all my focus on that. I was more taking care of myself and thinking about work as another piece of a bigger puzzle. I paid off my debt and moved in with my couple. We adopted a dog and began living a life that I can surely be proud of today. And all of this started just with the basics, building discipline around exercise and taking care of myself physically and mentally. I spent years thinking that I had to change something, either the country, either the job, just to realize that the most important change started off with discipline and evaluating myself. And that's about it. This is how it happened to me and how I managed to put it together. If you are willing to share any ideas, thoughts, or comments, feel free to reach out or even leave a comment. I read them personally. And if you enjoy watching this video and you empathize with my story, feel free to drop a like or subscribe to the channel. I'll be bringing more content in this direction regularly. And if you're into improving your energy, focus, and performance, and you are navigating a highly demanding job, feel free to check one of our coachings. I really hope you found it useful, and thanks for watching the video.